Live from 6 News, the station on your side. This is The 7.
Good evening, I'm Elena Verdine and welcome to The 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories right now, and topping the list tonight, fire damaging Overcoming Believers Church in East Knoxville. The Knoxville Fire Department sent in multiple crews to fight the fire, keeping it contained to the cafeteria, which KFD spokesperson Tim Woods described as destroyed. Firefighters managed to contain the flames, preventing what could have been an even bigger fire. KFD says the church sanctuary was left untouched by the flames. Pastor Daryl Arnold says some firefighters told him they were in the area when the fire broke out.
Just so happened they were leaving the gym and coming this direction, and God had them come this direction and see the fire.
Guys got on scene. They did see heavy smoke and fire showing. So we went in offensively, meaning we go inside trying to attack the fire, prevent it from spreading any further.
I know myself, I know the mayor has been a huge supporter of this congregation as well, and so whatever role we can play, we're definitely going to take action to make sure that OBC gets through this time.
No one was hurt in the fire, and the investigation is ongoing. The church says it will continue to provide aid to those in need as it rebuilds. Next on our list, big controversy prompting a pause on crime-fighting tools in Knox County. Sheriff Tom Spangler says the installation of new license plate reader cameras has been temporarily halted. The cameras already in place, though, will remain active while presumed Sheriff Brent Gibson reviews the program. Sheriff Spangler says the technology has been instrumental in solving crimes, locating missing people, and rescuing a kidnapped child. This morning, Mayor Glenn Jacobs announced he wants those cameras banned from Knox County. You may remember, Commission was supposed to hold a work session on flock cameras tonight, but that meeting was canceled not long after it was announced. Jacob says the growth in adoption and the technology connected with these cameras has shot past safeguards.
The ones that are already in place, again, what I'd really like to see is I'd like to see the state step in, the federal government, and say, hey, we need to have regulations around these things. As far as the ones that have already been deployed, the real issue is not necessarily an isolated camera here or there, but a network of cameras that can then track people's movements. To me, that's the most disturbing part of all this. So, we can talk about those that have already been deployed, as far as what happens with those, but the real issue is 280 more of them being deployed around the county.
Mayor Jacobs wants the ban to last until state and federal regulators put strong safeguards in place. Commissioner Adam Thompson, meanwhile, says that when leaders approved a grant last November, the system was pitched as a way to reduce violent crime in high crime areas. Thompson writes, quote, "It was not presented as the deployment of a county-wide ALPR camera network," and Thompson was, quote, "surprised to learn that several of these cameras had been installed in Corriton and Mascot, which is not one of the zip codes identified in the grant." Also on Commission's agenda tonight, a move to keep large investment companies from buying up homes in Knox County. It's a local take on an idea that we've seen at both the state and federal level, with concerns about institutional investors buying houses that American families might otherwise own or rent, and then driving housing prices up even further. The county ordinance would stop anyone from buying more than 100 single-family homes if they're going to be rented, but that potential ban would not apply if homes are bought to provide affordable housing. A heartbreaking development on our list tonight. Kentucky State Police are investigating after a toddler died in Harlan County. Police say they were called to a home in Cumberland this afternoon after being asked to assist local officers. Troopers and detectives responded to the scene, where they began investigating the circumstances surrounding this toddler's death. The child had been taken to a local hospital where the coroner pronounced them dead. And that is all we know right now. Police say the investigation is ongoing, with more details expected as they become available. And our list rolls on with a big leadership transition, and it's happening because of the sudden death of Claiborne County Mayor Joe Brooks over the weekend. Today, new interim mayor Mike Campbell was sworn in. He had been serving as chair of Claiborne County Commission. Joe Brooks died Friday night after a motorcycle crash on State Route 33 in Union County. Yesterday, we brought you some of the tributes to the late mayor from fellow public officials, business owners, and friends, reflecting on Brooks's years of public service.
He was a neighbor, a friend, a farmer, and a leader whose heart was rooted in faith, family, and the citizens of this community. The greatest way we can honor Mayor Brooks is to continue the work he cared so deeply about in serving one another, treating each other with kindness and respect, and working together for the betterment of our county.
Brooks was running for re-election, and according to the Secretary of State's office, because he died within 40 days of the election, per Tennessee law, his name will stay on the ballot. The state says that if Brooks wins on August 6th, the mayor's office will be declared vacant. Then a new election would follow November 3rd. Also commenting on Brooks' death tonight, Joe Johnson, who's also running for Claiborne County mayor. Johnson writing on Facebook, quote, "If you choose to vote for Joe Brooks as a final tribute to his memory, I understand that and completely and respect it. The late mayor is on the ballot with Jack Daniels and Joe Johnson. All three were running as independents." The investigation is now closed on a big fire in West Knox County, but closing the book on the fire that demolished the Cheers at Chodo Sports Bar and Grill doesn't mean we're really getting answers. After examining the scene, reviewing evidence, and conducting a follow-up investigation, we're told the Knox County Sheriff's Office's Fire Investigation Unit could not definitively determine what sparked the fire. Because of this, the cause is listed as undetermined and the case is now closed. The building was deemed a total loss. Staffing shortages put another East Tennessee fire department at risk of closing. The Greene County Association of Volunteer Fire Departments needs volunteer firefighters amid a shortage of workers. Over the years, we're told the number of volunteers interested in joining fire departments has declined. This in turn has left some departments thinking about the possibility of closing down. Ryan Holt says although his organization runs primarily on the backing of donations, this ultimately isn't enough because donations can't overcome the lack of manpower.
We do a little bit of everything. We have one department in the county that runs medical calls. We have two other departments in the county that has boats that helps assist the rescue squad with flooding events. And flooding events has been very drastic here lately with all the flooding and downburst of rain.
The Greene County Association of Volunteer Fire Departments will host basic firefighter skills classes in August with hopes of recruiting more than 20 new volunteers. We should point out this is not the only story like this one we've been covering lately. We recently told you the Pittman Center Volunteer Fire Department in Sevier County was on track to end emergency operations due to staffing issues. This decision came after efforts were made to increase recruiting. However, those efforts didn't pan out. The department is trying to be absorbed by Sevier County Fire and Rescue. It is set to stop operations in October.